together, celebrate another victory, you know what I'm saying, in this time. Because if you can see it, I don't know if you can see the future, but the future is Africa, you know.
That's right.
I don't know if you can see the future, but the future is Africa, you know. I tell you, don't
Future's
believe the
now.
lies. Africa's on the rise, you know. So we have to be preparing ourselves for the future, you know, the black future.
Mm-hmm.
Not comfortable with AIs and all this stuff here, and don't realize the original thing started from scratch, you know. And who got it from scratch? Who was the one who made the path?
Tim.
Must have been the black man.
It had to be the black man. We the
Create the
original.
path. I mean, you know, we could have took the long way around, but I mean, to get that path,
Go straight forward.
it had to be the black man to create
Forward
that
ever,
path.
backward
I mean,
never.
before there was a road, there was a pathway, you know.
See,
So we got to get back to the path, baby. We created it, you know what I'm saying? We just got to get black on it, you know what I'm saying? Knowing that it's us that's going to create that way to make it easier for ourselves, you know?
now
No
is
one
the
else
time.
going to create a path for us. We have to create it for ourselves, you know?
Now is the time.
I'm telling you. So
We
we in a
used to
good
this,
time,
not
man. I
new
got
to
my
this.
brother up in the building. What's good?
Yeah, yeah. It's all good every time. Every time.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. So we got some soldiers in effect, man. Got my brethren Links up in the building. Got my brethren Sunni Ali in the building.
Oh, 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 oh.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed.
That's right.
All right, so you probably got to stay this way. Let them be out.
Okay.
There it is.
I go like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We in the building.
In the cut.
Yeah.
That's what it is, man. Live in full effect. Yeah, we just building on topics, you know what I mean? Because, like I said, we got a lot to be proud to celebrate, you know? Like I said, the unity that Malcolm X created in that era before he, you know what I'm saying, transitioned into the higher realms was really significant because he created a pathway where he was about to bring all black people together in unity. It wasn't about Islam. It wasn't about Christianity. It was about black people coming together in one unity and standing for what we deserve and what we want. You know what I mean? So at that point, everyone was woke. That's when they had to really go ahead and start assassinating black men. You know what I'm saying? Because if people forget that Malcolm X and Martin Luther King was not killed, they were assassinated. You know what I'm saying? They didn't
Proper
actually have
terms.
a death like they was died of natural causes. Martin Luther King death was even horrible. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause the man choked him out after he survived the bullet shots. The doctor himself choked him out and put a pillow over his head and choked him out and stopped his life. You understand? So he died in a hospital. He could have literally survived. So they choked and killed him out. They make it like, oh, somebody shot him. But they never get to the facts that Martin Luther King was strangled and lost his breath. That's how they killed Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing again with Malcolm X. Malcolm X didn't live a long life like that. They took him out at an early age because they realized the power and unity that he was bringing forward by organizing that organization of the OAAU, the Organization of African American Unity. When they seen he was setting that forward.
It was just a temporary delay, though, because you can't stop the inevitable. The fact of the matter is, the truth will rise. The truth is going to come to the light. So, know that the works that these brothers did and sisters did in the past is going to come into fruition. And like the brother just said, the future is now. The time is now. And it's time for the indigenous man and woman, the entire indigenous diaspora worldwide, for us to come together, for us to unify, organize, for us to go back to the motherland, because they're waiting for us over there. In particular, they're waiting for the so-called African Americans to come over there and put forth the energy and knowledge that we've learned.
Even the land itself is waiting for us.
Everything, the people,
You know,
the land,
The land itself is waiting for us. It says when the Africans return, the trees themselves clap. You know what I'm saying? When the prodigal sons and daughters return, yeah, man, the trees will stand up and clap at our return. The waters will start flowing again. The Sahara Desert will be no desert anymore. Since we return, I promise you, it's about to be a fruitful thing. Because
the universe is going to conduct itself properly, right?
Yeah, we keeping this place up.
Yeah, I know it. We keep
People forget that.
No, they don't. They don't know it. I don't
America-
think they don't even really know it, brother.
America literally is standing on our shoulders right now.
Always
Like
has been.
this country literally is done. Even right now, the way this thing is running, they still depend on our votes, our decisions to even help things go along. Because they know without our say so, nothing ain't going the way it is.
Without our energy.
And without our help. Because again, we created everything, but we created it for them.
See?
We're comfortable giving them all the credit for what we created. It's the most
Wake up.
craziest thing. So it's coming to a head right now where black people about to realize, yo, we did this, we could do it on our own, and it's time for us to have our own again. And then it's a wrap. Because like, look right now, a lot of black people is buying land. Once again, it's the most beautiful thing. I was reading the other day, one sister bought like 200 acres. You read about that?
Here? Or
I wasn't here.
in the motherland?
No, I was in America, though.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying it wasn't in Atlanta. But she bought 200 acres of land looking to build, you know what I'm saying, a community.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That's what our minds is thinking now. We realize that, no, we don't need to be in these cities.
Right.
We need to be out on our own land, creating our own reality again. You see what I'm saying? Because you got to remember,
Self-sufficient.
most of these cities that we live in right now, all of these cities, I don't care what city you in, it's all a burial ground. You know what I'm saying? It's bodies under there. You know what I'm saying? That fought and died for that same land that they stole and reclaimed and renamed. So notice, you know what I'm saying? Only land that's still in this natural, pure state is real southern country, pure land where none of this is going on. But any city, there's bodies under that. Oh, yeah, there's plenty of bodies under that. Because we living in a place where people will kill you for your possessions. Look what they try to do to my man.
Which one? Who you talking about?
My man. Enough people turned his back on him, but he always my man. You know what I'm saying? I was raised with him. Bill Cosby.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? My man. I don't know whose man he is. He's still my man. You know what I'm saying? But Bill have land that had minerals on it. And the government knew it had minerals on it. And he bought his land, so he has downright possession of his land, what the minerals are in his land and everything.
So that's what that whole
It had to come down.
30 years later, I'm going to press charges on you, so you got to spend your money, so you got to sell your house.
You got to sell the
so
land.
you got to get so we can get the land.
So we can get the land, and now
Atypical.
You can be free now as a Negro. Because see, the whole thing with America is, and it's just America. It ain't even the world, the whole world. The whole thing with America is they don't want the black man to literally own anything.
America the business,
Do you
not
realize
America
that,
the
though?
land.
You realize that throughout time, whatever you have as a black man, they literally have to come and own that. You can't literally just have it forever and just own something. You ever notice that now?
I mean,
because I'm telling you, it's a serious situation that's going on. Check the lines. Everyone that actually owns something, these bastards come back and say, you know what, we're gonna pay you for that, but you can't own it. Oh, who that?
Oprah. Of her
As a
own
black
Harpo.
woman.
But you know how important it was 2%, right? The shift between 49 and 51.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like he was saying, the brother just was saying, you know, he's off mic, but he was saying that it's a very important percentage between 49 and 51. So she's not even the majority owner. We were just talking about Oprah don't even own Harpo Productions. She only owns 49%. She's not the majority stakeholder in it, is she? Of her own. Wow. The nerve of them.
That's why.
No, I'm just saying. And it's ironic that it's called own. And she don't know.
Right.
And you don't own it. She owns 49% of it. You feel me?
That's
so,
hilarious.
yeah, the irony.
Wow.
Meaning
She's owned.
right. That's exactly what it means.
You know what I'm saying?
That-
She's owned.
That's why she's hugging up to all the people
And she's
that we
happy
are now
being
seeing have issues in criminal situations. She gotta hug them, and she gotta put it out there and say, oh, they all right, so that she can keep her little 49%
That's
of that situation.
That's why I love people
You know what I
like my girl again, Monique. That's
Right.
my girl.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
Who girl she is. That's still my girl.
It's my people too.
Right? Yeah.
Shout out to Baltimore.
That's my girl, because, like, again, she's standing up, like, for goodness, I deserve my money, and I deserve what's mine. This is my talent.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? This is what I do. I need to be paid for it.
Anybody else who won the award that she won and got the accolades she got before this, you know what I mean, before all that happened, would have been paid a certain price. But it's like you said, you give her that money, she got somebody on her side. She representing a solid black man.
True.
And she got a big mouth. She got all that angry black woman, all that. What does she say? I shut up for my black man. And that is the bigger crime than her even pointing a finger at anybody else. She put this man on a pedestal, and he said, yeah, I know her dirt, and I still love her. Like, we don't know the trauma of the black woman for 450 years, and you got a problem with the way that they talk and act, such and such. Like, you ain't got enough patience. Like, we ain't protect them enough in the first place, or they wouldn't have to have that.
And again, all that's really their scenarios.
Yes.
Because again, the reality is, see, again, they say things, but that don't really be the real statistics of it all.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? The real statistics of it all show something totally different.
Totally different.
You know what I mean? Because any woman who really wants a man knows that she has to be submissive to a man. That's the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? Any woman who wants a man who's waiting, but I really need to get the man, but I can't be with this mouth. He ain't gonna want that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to tone that down to actually achieve and have a man. A real woman knows that. Not universally. We ain't just talking about America alone. You know what I'm saying? Universal, again, when we look at it universally, women is in line.
Yeah.
But if we check it from a small scale, which is small America, you know what I mean?
Right.
Which don't even, again, America is not even the size of Johannesburg.
Exactly.
The whole America is not even
In
the
the
size
size
of
of
Johannesburg.
Johannesburg.
Right?
Y'all ain't that big. You ain't that big.
Right?
You egotisticals ain't that big.
So again, yeah, we seeing what the time really do. The time really do is that families know that the order has to be set. You know what I'm saying? Man has to be respected in order to be given the things that he's gonna give you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How you gonna not respect me and me treat you like you want to be treated? It don't work that way.
It
You know what I'm
don't.
saying? So in reality, a woman knows, look, now that's a man. I can't disrespect him. Now the media will show you these women is pumped up.
Yeah.
They screaming at the man because they got everything and they this and that.
Yeah.
But that's just the media pump.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The reality of it is any family you see together for a period of time went through some things to be together. They
That's
forget that part.
yeah.
For
That
some reason they forget that part. You know what I'm saying?
That's all it is. Just called life. For a minute, just a minute. That's called life. And the bottom line is, like the brother said earlier, we holding this country together. We, as the people, we are the indigenous people of this entire globe. And if it wasn't for us, America wouldn't have never made it. It wouldn't have never even came about, let alone made it this far. So we, as the people in America, as the indigenous, as the original people of the Almighty Most High, we have to start conducting ourselves accordingly. That it's just that simple.
it is that.
It has an appearance of complexity because there's so many different channels and so many different pair of shoes and so many different cars out here and so many different choices this European keeps putting in front of us. But at the end of the day, most of it don't even matter.
None of it.
None of it matters.
None
I was
of it.
being modest.
But
None of it matters.
and the reason why is because, you know what I mean, when you die, your energy keeps going. But that car, that money, that house, them clothes, you know what I'm saying? Even your children are still there. You understand? But what you get to take with you is your energy, your spirit, you know what I'm saying? And then opening up to the infinity of time. You know what I mean? So, you know what I like what you said? You said something about Africa is the key. And then you brought in the aspect of us being original people here. There is no separation. I'm tired of the separation they trying to give. Like, no, man, I ain't from Africa, man. I'm from here. No, you was here first. Yeah, we was here. But the whole world came from Africa, so you can't exclude that aspect. And if that's having a half-ass answer. You know what I'm saying? Of course this is ours. That is ours too. But even in that, it's not necessarily ours. It's we have worked within the land, with the land, and every land there is. And we have created that. And in this land, forward to the black woman, it was the black woman that nursed them. It was the black woman that healed them. It was the black woman that took them to where, you mean, and gave them the insights and things that they said, oh, we can't deal with that spiritualness like that. But what should we do? You know what I'm saying? It was a black woman who gave them life, literally. And then where we have it as black men, when we recognize her greatness, we're recognizing our greatness, and the patience that we have within ourselves is represented within them. You know what I mean? When we have that, a lot of us though, we tired. So in being tired, we want to get ours, and we don't get ours now. We want to get ours here. But that right there, you know what I'm saying, isn't even a universal principle. You know what I'm saying? It's not an African principle. You know what I'm saying? Get yours. What? You are yours. What do you have to get when you're already there? And the black woman has always represented that up until now. You know what I'm saying? In this point in time is when there's been a switch. And that's when we seen the worst aspect within our makeup, you know what I mean, drug-wise, you know what I'm saying, attitude-wise. And it's not their fault. No. I do not blame the effect. You know what I'm saying? I hold the cause accountable. I'm not blaming the effect.
That's right.
The cause of this is where the accountability should be at. My responsibility with that is to recognize what the cause is, and then my accountability is to shut that down and bring her forward home like, okay, now we can do this. And now we go back to this is ours, that is ours, and this is how we worked it. If we allow the check to be the husband. You know what I'm saying? We allow the check to be the husband.
Dead presidents is the husband.
Right. And not the provision of the knowledge, the number one, and the information, then we stuck in what we stuck in right now, where it doesn't matter what you're doing as long as you're making that money. Who cares who writes the rhymes? I write the check. Yeah? You do? You know what I'm saying? Because even your check ain't the check you wrote. We see that right now. They done got you, guy. You know what I'm saying? And you took on their aspect and did what you did to women. You know what I'm saying? We all know who you're talking about. I ain't even for the gossip aspect, but you seen the film, you seen the flick, you seen the thing. But
commercial.
If you was in the industry, you've already heard about this. I'm not even in the industry like that, and I've been hearing about it for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? But I see it on a daily basis with the brothers who want it, but they don't have enough in them because they feel like they fell in the manhood trap of, I got to get that money.
Well, the thing is, we still listening to these people.
Right.
Why are we still listening to these people? I just can't understand. Like, these people have oppressed us. They have lied to us. They have beat us. They have taken from us. They marginalize us. They redline us. They reject us. And we still listening to them.
They love the devil because he gives them nothing.
A wise man once said, only a fool is offended by the truth. So why are we still listening to this, man? Why are we still, we got enough to come together on our own. We got enough not to just deal with it. We speak the language. We got some of this. We have some power. All we got to do is not buy into the facade. Not buy into the facade that these people are creating.
You know, if you're scared, say you're scared, you know?
Huh?
That's where we at, you know? If you're scared, say you're scared, you know what I mean? Because, again, you know, this thing is psychological, you know?
See?
It's really psychological, you know? So we at a point now where is that we've been put in fear. You know what I'm saying? We scared. We shocked.
Still?
You know, I promise, there's even more shock. I call it traumatized.
Well, generational trauma.
It's even more shock now. But that, again...
Who don't know? Don't they know?
Again, come on, fearing. We scared. We even know why we scared. We scared of the boogeyman right now. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, if you don't stand for something, you can fall for anything, right?
See?
And we ain't standing for nothing. So, therefore, right now, we falling for anything.
But it ain't even no boogeyman, though. Like, this cat can't bust no moves if we don't bust a move for him.
I don't know how deep this thing runs, but I'm telling you, it's psychological because even now, if you look at this day and time, we in what, 2024 in that time?
Daytime.
All right, now I know it's 2016. But in they time 2024 right now, right?
Right.
You got black people in America still worshiping a white Jesus. And I'm upset about a white Jesus right
Confused. That's pure confusion.
now. We ain't talking about the man itself. We talking about Jesus himself, the white image. You understand? Just being able to bow down and accept that as your God and your Savior. And waiting on that to save you in this day and time. That's a real psychological, man. That ain't take years. 3, 4, 5 years. That took over 400 or 500 years of slavery.
Long time, right?
To really get us in that mindset, because you got to remember, SS Jesus was the name of the slave ship, you know what I'm saying, that John was on. You know what I'm saying, that he was riding on, right? So he named the ship Jesus and had people worshiping this same Jesus, this slave ship, and guess what they was worshiping it for? Waiting for sweet Jesus to carry you home. That's what, you don't remember they tell you sweet Jesus is supposed to carry you home? That's the slave ship that's supposed to be sweet, carrying you home. And I ain't seen nothing sweet on it. It was straight bitterness. From the time it arrived to the time it dropped off, it was straight bitterness. And they come out sweet Jesus. Now it's supposed to be sweet Jesus now.
It was sweet for them. It was sweet for them. You know what I'm saying? And that's the work of the devil. You know what I'm saying? In accordance to the devil, what the devil do, he gonna make this look good and that look bad. You know what I'm saying? He gonna make left look right and right look left.
We put down our spirituality and we took their book. Right. And now they using our own magic against us. Got us afraid of something that they can't even really do unless we sign a contract with them. And create the energy for the act to come into fruition. So it's like, I mean, you know, it's simple. I keep saying the same thing, so I keep saying the same thing over and over and over. We have to get organized and unify. And once we do that, if we just simply refuse to capitulate in the thing that's holding us back, it ain't even real. China said it years ago, America is a paper dragon or a paper tiger.
Yes.
You're a tiger, but if somebody drew you, you ain't like no real bingo tiger out there in the jungle. We the bingo tigers, and y'all acting like it's y'all and got us doing y'all. So, I mean, you know.
They not even the person they think they are.
Oh, you got
I mean,
okay.
I mean, the person is a company. When you go say, "Are you here in person?" and you be like, "Yeah," well, you just admitted that you're owned by the business called the United Snakes. You know what I'm saying? And that being the case, you haven't even realized that you're a being. You know what I mean? And that means that you're going through the experiences not to be trapped into those experiences, but to recognize those experiences are just experiences to go through. And when you go through something, you get in, you feel it, and you get out.
You know what I think it is, brother? I think, like you said, man, these cats is scared. Yeah. They refuse to accept the fact. See, that's a lot of responsibility, I think. I would have to say. I mean, let me ask a question.
It's the only responsibility.
But that's a lot of responsibility for a person who is caught deep in this matrix. You know what I mean? Deep in the rabbit hole. When I say deep, making $200,000, $300,000 a year. It is a large amount of responsibility for what. But if you ain't making it, you shooting for it. There you go. There you go.
The game is to make you think that you can actually achieve this amount of money in a short period of time. But the reality is there's so much debt that you're going to be in that you probably would never, ever be able to enjoy the money. Because look, you ever notice that most of these... You ever notice most of these rappers, say for instance, never really had the money they talked about? You ever notice that?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Biggie did a lot of talking, but Biggie still was basically a regular dude. He never seen the real big check.
Even that $1 million contract that they're getting.
My point.
A loan that you got to use.
My point.
Stuff
that they make.
That they're telling you got to push out.
Not to mention Uncle Sam's cut. He getting his off the rip.
Only people who's really seeing the paper is doing some real nasty things to get it.
Come on, man.
Let's be real, you know? And that's why people are so sidetracked now with the Diddy situation. You see what I'm saying? Because it's exposing, but at the end of the day, that's a sidetrack.
That's a sidetrack.
At the end of the day is, we don't need to be exposing that. We need to be exposing where that money at. You know what I'm saying? Where the money that's going away from us that should be going to us. Let's expose that.
Man, I see
Expose no Diddy or no Trump. We don't need to be exposing none of that. All that is sidetrack. We supposed to be focused on where that money at. You know what I'm saying? Where the money at. That's what we ain't focused on because, again, we got too many scared people. Scared to, like, stand up for something because the media telling you, no, this is what you have to stand for, this is what you got to think for, this is what you got to do. As opposed to saying, nah, we ain't into none of that. Let's stand for what we talking about.
That's a lot of responsibility.
You know we have to start talking about what we talking about more than what they talking about.
I agree with you with the responsibility, and I'll add the accountability after that responsibility because they're not the same thing. The accountability is saying, okay, I'm not going to give them what I just made. I'm going to give it to us. That's the accountability in it. Right. The responsibility is saying, oh, I recognize somebody else is taking our time and our money.
Right.
When I say responsibility, I mean it's a lot of responsibility for a person making this much money. It's a lot for us to expect from a person who's making this much money to turn their back on this shit. You understand what I'm saying? They so deep down the hole, they so caught up that they ain't gonna turn their back on it. They gonna keep loving it.
You better not turn your back on us. We're gonna take that little $200,000 from you. You better not tell you. We're gonna take that $500 million from you,
so
which ain't nothing.
Everyone that,
and you better not, and don't turn your back on us because we're going live right now on TooRawForTV.tv. Shout out to Ezekiel. Shout out to Iris that's watching live on the YouTube. You got to watch the rest on TooRawForTV.tv. Revolutionary Black Media. The revolution will not be televised.
We're supposed to die.
Yes, it did.
Every Tuesday.
And you remember, African Liberation Day, May 25th. Let's go.
Let's go. Remember that. African Liberation Day. So we need to start a Indigenous Man, African Man in America Liberation Day. Y'all need to come on down and circulate that dollar. If you don't come down, still circulate the dollar. When I say circulate it, I mean keep it in the black community for 2 or 3 weeks. Don't rush and go give it. Pay your bills late. I'm trying to show y'all something that all we got to do is refuse to capitulate with this guy, and he going to collapse. He going to crumble because it ain't even about him. It's about us. It's about him with the steering wheel on our back and a foot on our neck, gassing us up, got us thinking it's 300,000, 300 million. It's a facade. It ain't backed by nothing, and it's us. And as long as we keep doing his dirt, he ain't going to have to do it.
We always been the currency. Even Billy Carson said, hey, yo, stop giving them that money. Even Billy, they mans. Who's telling all these other things,